Hey guys, I hope you're doing really well. On this week's episode of College 101, I wanted to talk about classes. Everything involving choosing classes, how to choose classes, why to choose classes, all the things. I know that this is kind of the season to start registering for next year's classes already. Can you believe that? And because I'm a senior and I'm graduating, I don't have to do that, which is really awesome because I didn't particularly like registering for classes, but I've kind of gathered a list of things that I wanted to talk about that I've kind of learned over the years myself about classes to kind of like teach or tell you. If you're looking for advice on how to do this, you've come to the right place. I'm here to help you. Firstly, I just wanted to mention, can you believe that in high school you had to go to class straight 5 days a week, like 8 to 3 every single day? Like, that's just insane. I can't even imagine doing that now. It's horrible. So the first thing, this is in no particular order of like importance or anything, it's just kind of like things that have come into my head. The first thing is early classes versus night classes. I personally like taking earlier classes just because I feel if I get things done earlier in the day, then I have the rest of the day kind of to do everything else that I want to do, whether that's work or working out or homework. Like, I feel like if I take later classes, I feel like I'm kind of wasting a big chunk of the day because I'm not really productive in the morning. I'm more productive at night. Because I found I've had 8 a.m. classes and I've had a 4 to 7 p.m. class, which really sucks. I hate having late class, but it's all preference. I know 8 a.m.s aren't fun and I don't recommend them unless you really think that you can do it, although why? Unless you like waking up early, then by all means go for it, but it's all kind of your personal preference. Sometimes you don't have a choice. Sometimes like a certain class that you have to take is at 8 a.m. and in that case, you know. So the next thing that I want to talk about is, obviously, depending on your major, there are certain types of classes that you have to take. And for most colleges, I'm pretty sure, there's general education classes, which are kind of like classes. There's certain subjects, I don't know how it is for all colleges, but at least for mine, there are certain like categories like social sciences, cultural diversity, history, fine arts, and there's some other ones. And there's certain classes in each ones that you can take, but you have to fulfill all of them in order to graduate. So there are those types of things you have to fit in the schedule, as well as many classes require prereqs, so you need to keep that in mind as well. I mean, obviously you can't go into Calc 3 without taking Calc 1 and Calc 2. I think it's really important to, in like maybe the first couple of years of college, to get your requirements out of the way right away. I wish I would have done this because now in my last year of school, I'm kind of doing like all of these like not classes that I'm not really interested in, but kind of ones that I have to take in order to graduate. So I highly recommend that you take kind of like the requirement classes earlier on, so that way when you're older and you have more freedom to choose classes that really interest you, so you like great flexibility in your schedule. And another really important thing is to keep in contact with your advisor, because they're the people who will help you figure out what classes you need and when you can take them and all those sorts of like logistic things. And another big thing when choosing classes is, you know, do your research. I always, before every like advisement period when we sign up for classes, I'll always go to ratemyprofessor.com, which is an amazing website. They have lots of different colleges that you can look at. but it shows you ratings of professors at a particular school, and it'll show you like, I'm trying to remember because I haven't been on it in a while, but it'll show like easiness of the professor, how friendly they are probably. And I think there's even like a hotness scale, which I thought was quite funny. But yeah, you can see how people like professors, so you can see if you want to take one or not. It's all in good fun though, so it shouldn't be taken like too seriously, just to clarify that. Or you can also ask other people who have taken the class before, you know, older students or friends that have taken a particular class, see how they like it. I have done that a lot of times, and I've actually like decided not to take certain classes because people have hated it. So that's really important to do as well. I'm going to talk about actually registering for classes, and of course each college is different. They have different processes, but I'm just going to talk about like the overall thing of it. I recommend getting classes registered for as early as you possibly can. I know for my school it starts at 12 o'clock midnight on a particular day, so we often stayed up that late. I know that's kind of like a weird system. I know other colleges don't do it that way, but yes, just get it done as early as possible. Then you have more chance of getting into a class that you want before it fills up, and then you just don't have to worry about it. It's all taken care of. Having backups, having a backup plan is always good, just in case. I mean, you don't want to sit there on graduation. You don't want to sit there on registration day and find out that one of your classes got filled and you have no idea what to do next. Like, that's a lot of stress. You can always talk to the professor if you didn't get in, see if they can make an exception. I know sometimes they can't, but I've known quite a few people who have just who have just talked to their professor and they've made an exception. So yes. Sorry, my computer died. Those are some of my tips for everything classes, things that I've learned. I hope you found this useful. Good luck registering for classes if you're doing that now. It's not bad. If you have any questions, leave them down below and I'll make sure to answer as many as I can. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye!